For years, global sellers operated in a landscape of unregulated international shipping. You could mail a low-value item across the world, and it would slide past customs without triggering any taxes or duties. This created a surge in e-commerce volume. The consequences were entirely predictable. Millions of cheap, duty-free packages poured into the continent every single day. Because these imported goods bypassed local taxes, they often undercut domestic European businesses on price. But the most immediate problem was physical. Customs officers and border checkpoints were built to inspect commercial freight, not to manually scan hundreds of thousands of identical boxes containing phone cases and cheap electronics. The entry ports reached a breaking point. This backlog delayed deliveries across the board, stalling logistics and turning physical borders into severe economic bottlenecks. When authorities started randomly intercepting packages to collect the VAT that was owed, they created significant friction for the buyer. Consumers who thought they had already paid in full online were suddenly hit with unexpected tax bills right before delivery. To make matters worse, local postal carriers were tasked with collecting that tax. For their trouble, they started adding their own surprise handling fees right at the doorstep. Many buyers refused to pay, resulting in abandoned packages and refund demands. This forced sellers to absorb losses of inventory, shipping, and trust. The European Union realized the physical border was the wrong place to collect taxes on millions of individual online purchases. They needed to move the point of taxation to the moment the buyer clicked purchase. To keep these shipping lanes functional, the EU had to stop policing physical boxes at the port and start regulating the digital shopping cart. In 2021, they introduced the Import One-Stop Shop, or IOSS. This is a digital tax framework built specifically for imported goods valued at €150 or less. First is checkout transparency. Sellers calculate and collect the exact VAT during the online purchase, paid up front. Second is back-end reporting. Rather than registering with 27 different tax authorities, IOSS allows a single monthly return in one member state. The tax burden is removed from the consumer at the doorstep. It becomes a predictable accounting process on the seller's back-end. When you register for this system, you are issued a secure 12-character IOSS identification number. That unique ID is integrated into your shipping platform and digital customs documentation for every eligible European order. This creates what is known as the green lane. When your package arrives in Europe, customs computers recognize that digital signature. They know the tax has already been handled, so the system waves the box through without human intervention. Packages lacking that IOSS number are sent down the traditional path. They sit in the physical backlog and wait for manual inspection. An IOSS number functions like a credential. It translates your back-end tax compliance into physical logistical speed. While IOSS was introduced as an optional way to simplify trade, new regulations are making it a requirement for professional sellers. On July 1, 2026, the European Union is abolishing the €150 duty exemption threshold. Every single small parcel entering the EU will be subject to a mandatory flat €3 customs duty, regardless of the value of the goods inside. Regulators are taking this step to reclaim billions in tax revenue that currently goes uncollected on small parcel imports. These new rules leave no room for low-volume parcels to bypass the system. Every package will be taxed, and every package will be scrutinized. Because processing a €3 duty on millions of individual boxes is difficult to manage at the border, the EU has designed this new fee to integrate exclusively with the IOSS system. By 2026, the market splits. In the IOSS lane, sellers collect the €3 duty digitally at checkout, maintaining access to the green lane. In the non-IOSS lane, unprotected parcels face border scrutiny, delays, and separate carrier handling fees passed straight to the buyer. You either collect the fee up front, or you force your customer to pay a much higher premium to receive their goods. IOSS provides the only path through the green lane. In a landscape of mandatory duties and carrier fees, it is the most viable way to keep your European shipping operations competitive.